If we hadn't have started this control group, I think we would just be suffering continual losses. Through the winter time is our peak period of pigs, really damaging the ground and uprooting the ground and hunting lambs and whatnot. We probably lost 35% of our wheat in the last couple of years, and probably 10% of canola, which is roughly, at the time, $150,000–$60,000 worth of damage. Really hard to put a figure on native pasture damage, but I mean, it just comes down to you go, well, that paddock can no longer run 200 sheep in there because it's all tore up and there's no more grass left. My name's Mick. I manage a property south of Bathurst. We are a sheep breeding and cropping farm.
With feral pig control, we've identified that just trying to use one particular method will never control all the pigs through there. So in this particular scenario, we have previously done some aerial control to try and bring down the broad scale numbers. But obviously on the back end of that, we're very reliant on landholders doing further ground control, and primarily that's going to be through baiting and trapping, and obviously some ground shooting to sort of mop up control as well. I'm Alistair Gordon-Smith. I'm Senior Biosecurity Officer with Central Tablelands Local Land Services, based out of Bathurst. When we run a meeting with the landholders, we're talking them through when's the ideal time to be targeting feral pigs. No one knows their properties as well as they do, so it's really important that it's a two-way conversation. We really want the landholders to be working as a group. So obviously pigs don't respect boundaries. It makes it much easier if everyone can be doing it.
We've probably started working with LLS last 18 months, I would say, roughly. You know, how to bait, when to bait, really helping out a lot more about the trapping side of things. So it's been good in a sense to sort of learn and figure out what's the best way to approach getting these pigs.
The provision of subsidised grain has been a great factor here. It's just meant that people, it's encouraged them to sort of get on board and do a bit of free feeding, whether that ends up being for trapping or baiting purposes. In some of the properties that we've got around here, there's some pretty heavy infestations of blackberry through the area, and that's provided a perfect harbour and a spot where pigs will just creating those hot spots where just the numbers will be much larger.
So other control methods that we've put in place is we're currently spraying blackberries, which is a main driver for them to breed on farm. Like that's just has to go. Not only for them, but for us to reuse the farm and obviously make money. And exclusion fencing has been huge. We've done 55 kilometres here on this place and probably another 45 on another. And it's an electric exclusion fence, and I think it's probably stopped 60–70% of the traffic coming on the place, but it's certainly a very good deterrent.
The long-term success really comes down to the community and how involved and how active they are. If they have an interest in this and they recognise that this is a general biosecurity duty that they need to undertake.
Going forward with the group, I think we just got to keep talking to each other. We've got to keep talking about the results that we're getting and just keep sharing the information. The LLS is great because they're talking to a lot of people about what they're doing, and there's a lot of knowledge coming back into the LLS, which then can get shared to everyone else. The dog baiting program alone here should be enough to say that the pig one's going to work collectively, because it worked on the dogs and it'll work on the pigs. We just need to broaden the net, and the more people we have baiting and feeding these pigs, even if we miss those pigs, they'll walk onto the next place already ready to eat grain. Because they move around so much, we feed them here, old mate might poison them next door. So that's the benefit of it.
Obviously, as the impacts and the cost to landholders grows, that can often be a trigger point for people getting involved. The ongoing success really does rely on landholders.